All right, so it is January of 2025, and the CFPB has finalized a rule prohibiting the inclusion of medical debts in credit reports, potentially improving credit scores for approximately 15 million Americans. Now, this is pretty cool because the change could lead to an average increase of 20 points on credit scores, which will help with mortgages, right? Which is my industry. Now, the rule is scheduled to take effect on March 17th, 2025. So it's not today. We're thinking a couple of months down the road. Now, its future is uncertain, though, due to some legal challenges that are upcoming in the change of administration when President-elect Donald Trump takes office. Critics include the credit industry trade groups argue that the CFPB lacks the legal authority to implement such a rule and expresses concerns about unintended consequences such as reduced access to credit and increased demands of upfront payments and things along those lines. Now, if you recall, debt to income is a big deal. So if we're not including these debts in a credit profile, it's going to skew those numbers. Now, there's a lot of consumer advocacy groups, though, that contend that medical debts are not a reliable indicator of someone's total willingness and ability to repay. So, case in point, I had shoulder surgery last year. The total cost was of roughly $300,000, which is absurd. 17 grand for the surgeon, the orthopedic center, and then about 270 for the hospital itself. And they keep beating on me. This is 6-7 months ago. I'm still getting bills for BS insurance things where they go back and forth. So it's such a racket. I have a very high ability to repay. In this case, it's frustrating, and I'm going back and forth with insurance on my willingness to repay it. It's not a mortgage. It's not money that I legitimately took out. It's bills that are not easily understandable to the consumer, and for a bunch of things that are not easily explained. And you got to go through automated BS systems in order to talk to somebody, and they keep sending things in the mail. So I think that this would be great to, what's going to happen is a lot of medical bills are going to go unpaid, which honestly I think is fine. I think there's a whole big corrupt collusion when it comes to the healthcare industry anyways, but that's a whole different topic. But this is good to know that consumers are still considered responsible for paying their medical debts, and the debt collectors will continue to pursue repayment through other means. However, it may result in less of a consequence when it comes to financing and your overall borrower's profile. Today, they're still being recorded. They're planning on still being recorded up through the date of March 17th, 2025. But as I get more information, I'll certainly let you know. Thanks much.